I thank the member for Fraser. The question is that the motion be agreed to, and I call the member for Durack.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I rise today to address a matter of great concern that affects the very fabric of our society, and that is domestic and family violence. Tragically, in Australia this year alone, we have lost 22 women to family violence incidents and an additional 14 women who have been murdered in violence perpetrated by men. There are at least 39 children left without a mother, their lives altered forever. Now, these are not just numbers. They are someone's mother, sister, daughter, auntie or friend, loved ones lost, families shattered and communities in mourning. As I speak, the police in Perth are investigating the death of a woman in Byford last night, believed to be a result of family or domestic violence. When in government, I was very proud that the Coalition took robust action on the issue of women's safety. We delivered landmark funding of $5.5 billion through 2 women's budget statements, prioritising women's safety, economic security and health. Our initiatives included trialling the Escaping Violence Payment Initiative and providing support for those on temporary visas escaping violence. These measures were designed to offer immediate relief and long-term support for women in desperate need. Sadly, the current government's approach has fallen short of its promises. During the 2022 election, the Albanese Labor Government pledged to introduce 500 new family and domestic violence sector workers. Shockingly, the latest figures reveal that there are only 44 new frontline workers out of the promised 500. Madam Deputy Speaker, this government has not taken the filling of these roles seriously, and it has left the sector overwhelmed and struggling to meet the increasing demand, particularly in regional, rural and remote areas like in my seat of Durack. In the Kimberley region in the north of my electorate, the alarming rise in family and domestic violent offences serves as a stark reminder of the urgency of this issue. With recent police statistics detailing a shocking 1,700 reported family and domestic violence offences between January and March this year alone. Rates are up almost 50% in 5 years. The Kimberley has the highest rates of family and domestic violence in all of Western Australia. And disturbingly, this is the second consecutive time the region, with a population of around 40,000 people, not a lot of people, it's unfortunately at the top of the list in Western Australia. As we know, domestic violence abuse extends beyond physical violence. It manifests in insidious forms such as coercive control, which is a complex and often unseen form of abuse that requires greater education and much greater understanding. Furthermore, the rise of sextortion, I know I've said that wrong, a form of online blackmail particularly targeting our youth, has tripled in the past year, leaving young lives shattered and families devastated. The Coalition strongly supports age verification for social media. We must protect our children from exposure to these dangers and empower our parents to safeguard their well-being. While society's main focus is on women's and children's safety, I just want to make sure that we pause and make sure we acknowledge that men can also be victims of domestic and family violence as well. The recent tragic murders of Perth mother and daughter, Jennifer and Gretel Patelchik, has prompted the Western Australian Government to further amend their gun laws. The proposed laws will mean that anyone who is accused of family and domestic violence will have their guns confiscated by police until the claims are investigated and resolved. Now, this is a tough measure, which is going to require the police to act swiftly when accusations are made to identify actual and/or vexation claims. This epidemic of domestic violence is unacceptable and is a national crisis, a national shame, but I do believe everyone has a role to play. Australia does require a cultural change. Men need to start having those uncomfortable conversations with their mates. Call out bad behaviour of other males who are talking or acting in a demeaning way to women, because that is where it starts. Men must be better role models in the home and show the next generation of men what a good man looks like. It is our collective responsibility to stand up, to speak out and to be the change that we wish to see. Of course, government has a role to play, and I encourage the Albanese Government to do more.